A couple of you asked for the Montero update. We're gonna be cutting up some bumpers, trimming up some stuff, and then we're gonna go off-road test it on a secret Russian off-road test course next to my house, which is like a small hill. But let's get to it. Let's do a quick walk around. I just popped the hood. We're gonna go ahead and start taking the front bumper off. So the plan, everybody got their little plans. So we're gonna cut probably along the line right there, because if I go cut a little further back, it won't be bed line, so it'll be a problem. And then kind of figure out the line to kind of tie in here, but follow this roughly. And then probably come in right here, kind of curve it slightly, and then follow through here. The only thing I haven't decided is you can see like there's a double ledge, so there's one here and one here. So I might follow this line more and kind of cut a little lower and then round it. And then still gotta, once we bedline other stuff, I got a bedline, I got a new panel, so we gotta replace that. But anyways, here same kind of idea, so we got like a double step, and we should get rid of this freaking can, the rusty can of crap. So go ahead and cut like through right here, boom, and follow the line here, and cut all the way there. And mostly I want to get rid of the hanging low thing, whatever this is. But I do think I need red rally flaps for here. So this is done. I unscrewed some bits from my Montero and voila. So much easier access now, so we can jigsaw some clean lines. And I got my old lamps from my old bumper that I want to test, make sure they work. So let's set up the next step. And I taped up here. I want to save this one grommet, or whatever this thing is called. There's like one right there, so I want to cut just behind it. Gonna come in at an angle and then go through and then just follow this line all the way to here. And I took the little brackets that were right there, those little things, they were just to support the bottom of this, but I don't need them anymore. But I think this will be clean, and then I'll probably need to trim the plastic, but we'll get there. But let's cut. So it's not attached, but I just kind of mucked it up, so we definitely got a lot more view of the tire. The only thing I think it's okay. I just gotta trim the plastic bit. The only thing I don't like is this kind of ends abruptly, so I think we need to go like and smoothen it out somehow. Possibly, maybe I even just avoid all like this bottom one and gonna follow this line higher up and trim the bumper a little further and just trim this guy even further. I think I'm gonna do that. See if we can get some action shots. The vibration, some of this bedliner is starting to come off, but what I'll probably do is take this off eventually. Pretty soon I'll be bedlining some stuff. For now I'll just dab some black paint on this so we can see, but then I'll fix it properly later. Once I actually used the tape measure, I think I marked it pretty close to this one. You can see I dabbed the black paint there, and it's like pretty hard to see now, so I'll probably just keep at it, see how much damage I'll do there. But yeah, let's trim this bit, and fingers crossed it's pretty even. Looks pretty close, so I think we're okay. Looks pretty good to me. The part I'm not a particularly big fan of, because I don't have that much experience with the grinder other than the app. That's what she said. Got my steel toe flip-flop. Alright, so to trim the fender line, I'm going to use the highest tech tool that I have, surgical scissors. It's so nice not to have that noise. The one thing I don't like about the jigsaw is just I do get tired of the noise. So the front is all put together. Clean, plenty of clearance now. Work away a little bit. Now I think we need to get that back cut so it'll look nice and clean, so let's do that. But it wasn't enough, I kind of looked it over. We're gonna go a little further and hopefully I didn't go too far. The whole panel off because I wasn't sure, and I kind of like it without anything. I can, because this one is kind of a pain in the butt. Sorry for the AC noise, it's just kind of flopping around. So I can just follow this logical line all the way cut, and then I can just put plugs in here and then bedline this whole thing later on, or put some kind of a plastic trim or something like that, and then later I want to do side rockers anyways, so I think this might be the way to go. So I'm gonna stew up on it for a couple of minutes while I figure out. I might just cut the rear bumper meanwhile, while I meditate on this bit. So after a while, you can see how much sun has moved on. This is cut. I cut this pretty radically so that it's all kind of a flush strip. And then here, there's a metal bracket behind, so now this whole thing is real flimsy, but what I'll do is I'll get a plastic bit to go from here to here, because these are going to be bolted down, and then put the cover panel, whatever that is, and so the plastic will be behind holding it all. I think if you watch from the side, you can consider I cut a little too far, and you can see a little kind of divot from the back. But looks okay where I'm from, and I kind of followed the curve from the bumper and just dipped it in here. So I think it's pretty clean. It's not too bad. There, I took the side panel off, so let's do the human jigsaw part 1 or part 27, depending on where you're counting from. Thing is cut. I just finished the passenger side. I tested the compression, it wasn't rabbing or anything like that, but I'll probably take the tripod and set it up in a little off-road course and we'll check it. Thought this side was going to be harder, but actually the rear bumper, sorry for the AC noise, this was a little harder, and I have the low hanging compressor over here, so you can kind of can't really see. But from here and then the other side, so when I started cutting, kind of got to here, and it was awkward to connect this tidbit, because the other side kind of made it a little easy. You can just follow like this curve through the exhaust and cut, which the other side doesn't have it, but this I'll have to do for now. So my next project is to button it all up. This is now real flimsy, both sides, so what I'm gonna do is cut a piece of plastic to go from here to here, and then when I bolt up the shield guard, mud guard, whatever you call it, then we'll go ahead and get this will kind of hold it all in place, and I'll just use probably like these are the sides from underneath and so forth, so I'll probably just use a piece of that, maybe like this bit because it's a little bit reinforced because it has the bend in it, and create something like that. But the question is, do we need mud guards now? Do we need like red rally flap mud guards? And I kind of think we do. So I might go on eBay and order. But I can decide either we want a fake carbon fiber black or just the red. I'm not spending 500 bucks on JS ones though, that's just too many rubles. So we'll see. A little bit too long doodling like, you know, oddball shaped objects. So the idea behind this is to go from here to here, kind of from the hole to the hole. Oh, I guess I should have measured this side because it's different than the other side. But let me show you. So now the bumper is not really moving that much. Fine, it's moving right here. I think it's not attached as well here. But basically it goes from that bolt to this bolt. You can see that plate behind, so I'll spray this real quick black paint, but I just want you to see a little bit better. It's a bit of a gap, and then here, because there's no more connector hole, I just drilled 2 holes through and used my picture hanging wire, wherever that is. That's the idea. You know, obviously it's moving now, but I tightened it up and it'll stay pretty good. But that's kind of the idea that I'm using to support the side of the bumper. Alright, so for the rear I changed my mind. I put it on the outside. I think it'll support it better because this one is a little bit of a beat up splash guard. I didn't have another one and I couldn't find one in the junkyard. I got a little spacer because otherwise right there it wouldn't have worked as well, and this plastic behind it was all cracked. So now I'm just gonna spray it black and we'll see if it'll kind of disappear into itself. Later, spray it black. Some dirt will come onto it. It's pretty much not noticeable. Pretty happy with that. Alright, everything is cut. So now I'm gonna go first get out of the sun, and 2, we're gonna go into the secret Russian off-road testing facility, aka a small hill right by my house, and see if we did a good job or not. I finally fixed all my lights, including the drive. That hasn't worked since I bought it. And these were for some reason kind of acting up. And even my center diff lock is, I think it stops after a little bit and when it locks into place. But anyways, I'm not gonna lock it now, but we'll leave it 4x4. All right, let's go. It's part of the neighborhood. Nice trees over here. Shrubberies. Greeneries. We'll leave in a creek. Pretty cool. Here we go, the secret grounds testing facility. So we're gonna, it's not much of a hill, but it's enough for us to go ahead and hang the suspension out. So let's park it somewhere and park the tripod and see. All right, let's hope we don't get too much potato camera angle over here, so let's see. I'll leave the engine running, but obviously here it's hanging out, so it looks alright. Let's see. Don't see any contact here anywhere. Looking all off-roady and stuff. Let's check the front tire. Yeah, seems, I don't see no contact. Seems close enough. Alright, let's back it up and try the other side. We got ourselves a little scenic parking by the creek. That's kind of dry at the moment. Definitely need to lift the front so it's nice and balanced. I think I regret now not having 33s. These are a little kind of looking small. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. Great success, and we'll move from here.